Hello, welcome back. This is video number 7 in the tutorial for map assignment number 4. Map assignment number 4 is in support of the Husson University course, Speaker Systems Design and Optimization. In the previous video, we just aligned the subs and mains to be equal in level at 80 hertz at the crossover frequency, at the acoustic crossover point, which of course is the orchestra center microphone. And now let's look at this and let's see what kind of coverage and combined pattern we get when everything is equal level and time. So open up your subs. You only have one main channel now, so that's open up. We're still at 80 hertz, third octave resolution. Let's do a prediction, see what it looks like. Boom! That is very clearly aligned to the center microphone. As a reminder here, I'm going to click on the Orc Center microphone right there in the middle, and you can see very clearly that it is loud, massive power alley there, and huge power valleys on the sides. Is that better than it was when it was unaligned for the audience members? I don't know. What do you think? We compare it to the earlier on-time aligned. This was equal level but not equal time. And I would actually say that this is a better experience for an audience member than this. I mean, remember, ideally, everybody would experience the same thing. So this is a situation where time alignment may not actually be any better, which, it is what it is. Before we got to go back here a second here, take a screenshot of this and name it 04 center aligned your name, because you're going to be turning that in. So make sure you get a screenshot of all of this. And a little bit more analysis here. Note that it's not very symmetrical. I mean, it's not bad, but if you look carefully, you'll see that it's little differences in asymmetry, and sometimes this really sticks out. And I've noticed this previous version of this assignment used Meyer leopards, and it was pretty darn symmetrical across the venue. And since the Meyer melodies have come online and been inserted into MAPP, and since we have Meyer melodies at school, I obviously spent a bunch of time experimenting while building this assignment. I found that asymmetry is pretty rampant with the melodies, and I was like, why? Have I done something wrong? And I would go into my processor settings, and I would go to my object settings and make sure that all my arrays are in the same outputs, and I would look for mistakes, and I wouldn't find any mistakes. And in the end, I kind of came to the conclusion that what's going on is that the melody itself is asymmetrical in its coverage pattern. So here's just a few frequencies, a single melody plan view. You're looking down on it, and you can see it is not symmetrical. It's pointing this direction. It's pointing to the right. It's pretty good at 80 hertz, which is the one we're actually predicting at as our crossover goods a bit. Look at 500, it's a little wonky. It's really wonky at 1K. So I'm not making a judgment call. This is a speaker circa 2005. I think they probably fixed a lot of these problems with the leopard, but the older melodies are not very symmetrical, so you're going to see some issues here in symmetry. Before we move on, this is very important. I'm going to fix a little typo here, a little gap there. We need to save your file right now that you have finished, because you're basically done with the first file, and it's going to be called MAPP4 centerlined your name. So let's do a save your project as that. This will be the actual MAPP assignment that you turn in, the MAPP file you turn in. Whoops. And then, once you've done doing that, save it again under a completely different file name, because we're going to use this second file as the start of your last process in this assignment. So this second file is copy of the file. It's not letting me select and delete, so I'm kind of deleting here. This second file is going to be called MAPP4 left aligned your name. So this is the file. I'm going to make a 01 here because I'm probably going to make a couple different changes on this. But this is the file you're going to build upon for the last kind of hurrah in this assignment. Okay? See you in a moment on the next video.